We would have children that would come for possible therapy, and parents would say that they could soil themselves sort of as much as 15 times a day. Because they're not emptying the bowels properly, they are doing little bits all the time.
Life revolves around bowels, actually. You don't realise, and they don't realise it sometimes, because they're very restricted in what they can do, where they can go. They're on, some of them are on high doses of laxatives, which mean that when the laxatives work, that they're in the house, they can't go to school, they can't be out with their friends. Some of them have to spend weekends having a bowel clearance because otherwise it would affect their schooling. Always needing to be near toilets, not being able to participate in sports, for example. There's a huge range, and actually it affects the whole family.
The schools aren't set up to manage it, so we spend a lot of our time trying to help the families get support in school through extra teaching assistants to support them in class, so one-to-ones and this sort of thing, or trying to make the child as independent as possible so they can manage themselves within the school setting, but it causes a lot of stress for these kids and their families.
Just simple things like they go and pick the children up from school and they don't necessarily notice they're doing it, but instead of saying to the child, what sort of day have you had, it's how many accidents have you had, and that's the sort of greeting words, because it's so top of their list that everything revolves around bowels and preference to enjoying family life.
A lot of them are quite desperate actually when it comes to what they've been through for years with soiling and just general quality of life for their child and the whole family.
I think obviously life can be really quite difficult. Children can be quite old, in nappies going to school, which obviously isn't what we would be wanting. Becoming quite socially isolated, so being excluded from activities with their peers, not being able to do sport, not being able to go swimming. So getting effective bowel management is just crucial to get the children doing all those things really.